Cup has been awarded to the NHL champ. And this season, 4 teams remain in the running, including New York's Rangers and Islanders. The closest thing to a Subway Series since the Brooklyn Dodgers and New York Yankees met in the World Series in the 1950s. The sport of hockey may be this city's only chance for a crosstown rivalry. The Dodgers have since resettled out west, and a Yankees-Mets confrontation is unlikely, to say the least. They're calling this one the Railroad Series in today's semifinal clash here at Nassau Coliseum, home of the Islanders. Rangers fans didn't have far to come either. You're going to hear a lot of noise for both sides this afternoon. 2 nights ago in the same building, the Rangers spotted the Islanders the first goal, but came back to win game number 1, 4-1. There's the game winner, Carol Vatney from the point. Eddie Johnstone tipped it in, and the Rangers score 2 more, go on to win it 4-1. And today, live from the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, New York, it's game 2 of this NHL semifinal series between the Islanders and the Rangers, right here on NHL 79. Is being brought to you by Porsche Audi, the official cars of the NHL Network. Nothing even comes close. And by Sony. Whatever home entertainment you need, it's a Sony. And by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. And by Menon Skin Bracer, the morning after shave. Its skin tightener and chin chillers wake you up like a cold slap in the face. New York Islanders. Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to exciting NHL playoff action this afternoon. My name is Scott Wally, your host on NHL 79. The voice of NHL 79 is Dan Kelly to call the play-by-play of this afternoon's hockey game. And by popular demand, we welcome back as our guest commentator, the general manager of the Minnesota North Stars, Lou Nanne. Well, in the last so-called Subway Series, it was Casey Stengel and Walter Alston at the helm. Well, this time around, it's Freddie Shero for the New York Rangers and Al Arbour for the Islanders. Dan Kelly is talking with the coach of the Islanders in his 6th year behind the bench, Al Arbour.
Thanks, Scott. Al, you were quoted after Game 1 as saying your team was completely flat against the Rangers. How does that happen at this stage of the playoffs, and what do you do as a coach to try and remedy that?
Well, it's really hard to pinpoint, Dan. We were flat. We played very poorly, but we've only played 4 games in 17 days, and that could be a possibility right there. But today it will be different. We have to take the initiative. We have to be more aggressive in all phases of the game. And the thing is, we have to play our game. We have to execute well offensively and execute well defensively.
What do you do as a coach to get them out of that flat mood that you thought they were in the other night?
Well, I think the players realize as much as anyone, that they were flat and played poorly. And we had a good workout yesterday, and the players are up. They know what they have to do, and we're ready.
Okay, Al Arbour says his Islanders are ready, and they need a win today to tie up their series with the Rangers. This is Stanley Cup 79, live from the Nassau Coliseum. Along with our guest.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we
think you have been in noisy buildings before, you have to be here to see two New York teams meeting in a Stanley Cup playoff game. This Nassau Coliseum is electric. The officials today, the referee is Bruce Hood. The linesman John D'Amico and Ron Finn. And the two men on the spot, the goaltenders. John Davidson, an incredible 1.36 goals against playoff average in 8 games. Billy Smith has played 2 games. He has a 0.49 goals against mark. And we are ready for Game 2 of this best-of-7 Stanley Cup semifinal series between the Islanders and the Rangers. The Rangers surprised the Islanders with a 4-1 victory in Game 1. Confidence of Fred Shero has made all the difference in the world. Here is Potvin for Hart. Hart moving it in across the line to Tonelli. It goes to the corner. Tonelli centers one, and the Rangers are there to intercept, and back they come. On right wing for Duguay. Potvin intercepts. Now it's Tonelli for Hart. Hart number 2 for New York. Dropping it back to the point for Harris into the corner to Tonelli. Tonelli centered a shot, and Harris hit the side of the net with a low shot. Billy Harris hitting the outside of the Ranger goal. Here's Marois right in front of his own net and cleared it out to Hickey. Now Sheehan with Duguay on a 2-on-2 break. Duguay shoots one and it went off Potvin wide of the net. Harris in the corner. Lost it behind the goal. Duguay knocked down by Harris, and Harris is going to get a penalty. Puck is centered. The shot had hit the crossbar. They score! On the rebound, there was Kachuk to poke it home on a delayed penalty.
Well, Dan, McEwen shoots the puck from the blue line, and Billy Smith, the goaltender, loses sight of it. You'll see this shot coming right now. Then look at Billy Smith. He loses sight of it after the shot taken. It hits the pipe, drops behind him, and now he's looking, and it was in front of him, and that's when Kachuk just knocked it in to give the Rangers a lead, while the Islanders were going to get a penalty, as you said, a delayed penalty, and the Rangers had that extra attacker on the ice. The shot by McEwen hits the pipe, and Kachuk puts it home. Rangers have the lead.
Kachuk there to poke home the shot off the crossbar or goal post, and the Rangers lead 1-0, and of course that nullifies the penalty to Billy Harris. But the Rangers have the
play. He's frozen. A fine play by Davidson, holding his ground, standing up, playing as outstanding goal as he's ever had in his life, and just been the leader for the Rangers all through the playoff series with Philadelphia and now with the Islanders.
19 seconds left in the first period. Rangers lead 1-0. From the face-off, Pearson at the point, shoots one, and blocked at the defense, and Maloney now for New York. Clears to his young brother Don, who got it to center. Here are the Rangers' Vadnais into the center ice area for Kachuk. Kachuk fires the long one in. Potvin lost it to Duguay, and Smith came out and stopped Duguay as the period comes to an end. And that was almost a costly play by the Islanders in their own end. And Billy Smith had to be very alert to stop Duguay. So period 1 comes to an end with the only goal, a score early in the period by Walter Kachuk. Islanders in the first period, 12 shots on goal to 10 for the New York Rangers. And so at the end of the first period, the score, the New York Rangers 1, the New York Islanders 0. We pause now for station identification. Top against Ron Duguay. Merrick gets it, and Pearson gives it to Lewis, back to Pearson as the Islanders try and work out of their own zone. Here's Merrick on right wing. Passing it into Lewis. Across the line for Bourne. Bourne gives it to Lewis. Lewis to the corner. Marois whacked it away. And then Duguay got it to center ice. Pearson covers up for the Islanders. The Rangers have it again. Here's Marois. A pad to Hickey. Broken up by Lewis. Drops it to Pearson. Pearson to Bourne. Bourne number 14. Speeds in on right wing. Bourne gives it to Merrick. Right hand shoot. He scores! Merrick!
With a fine play. You'll see Bobby Bourne race down the ice, and he drops the pass to Merrick. Merrick faking a shot and putting it through Davidson's legs. This place is going crazy. Here you see the drop pass by Bourne. Merrick scooting around to the outside, faking a pass now to Bourne as he looks at him right there. Then he looks up and he sees Davidson moving out and he put it right through his legs. Tying the score at 1-1. A fine play by Bourne and a better one by Merrick.
Wayne Merrick is second to the playoffs at 1:37 here of period 2, and it's tied 1-1. Bourne gets an assist, as does Stefan Persson. All in. Islanders 2 men short, the Rangers now 1. Here the Rangers getting it to center ice. Sheehan moving in on right wing, trying to center it for Hedberg. Now it comes to the point for Vadnais. His shot is blocked. Here's Sheehan, shoots, he scores! And the Rangers take the lead again.
Well, Bobby Sheehan taking good angle, and he lets go with a slap shot. Here you'll see Sheehan just winding up, moving towards the net, and then he just cranks one right by Billy Smith. Sheehan called up from New Haven. He had 81 points during the year. He had an outstanding year for New Haven. And he's come on to give the Rangers a lift in the playoffs ever since the second game of the playoffs. An outstanding offensive hockey player, and he's proven it time and time again with the Rangers in these playoffs.
8:32, the time of the goal by Bobby Sheehan. His third goal of the playoffs, assisted by Vadnais, and 8:32 is the time. And it was a power play goal. The Islanders,
Quick.
Tkachuk and Sheehan have scored for the Rangers. Around on the boards for Vadnais. Vadnais in the corner trying to shoot it around on the boards. Gillies ties him up. Gillies can't center the puck, and the Rangers come up with it. Tkachuk dropping it back behind his own goal to Vadnais, who takes a look at the clock, and the Rangers clear at the center as the period comes to an end. And the New York Rangers, after going ahead 1-0 in the first period, are tied early in the second, but come back and take the lead again on a goal by Bobby Sheehan. Rangers had 16 shots in that second period to the Islanders 8. So on the game, the Rangers have had 26-20 for the Islanders. And so the score at the end of the second period.
Frenzy. The fans are going crazy. They're littering the ice. The game's tied 2-2. And Bob Lorimer, who's probably played as strong a game today as any of the Islanders, and undoubtedly one of the real surprises for the Islanders all year long, to actually earn a regular job from Fort Worth last year, gets the biggest goal of his life.
Davidson seemed to get a piece of it. Here's another look at the shot by Lorimer.
It could have either hit the defenseman or Nystrom, but I think it just hit that Ranger defenseman and deflected through Davidson's pads.
And it's tied at 2. Here's for the Stanley Cup playoff game next Saturday. Here's Dennis Potvin. Shoots one, and Davidson kicked it out. Now Lorimer and Sheehan battled for it. Sheehan got it to the line. Lorimer shoots one, and he shot it right along the ice, just wide. Bounces all the way back into the Islander zone. Dennis Potvin for Tonelli. Now to Kazicki. Kazicki trying to work it through. Broken up, and Mario Marois comes back. Number 25 for the Rangers. Marois headed into the corner by Dave Lewis. Islanders break it up, and here's Merrick to Tonelli. A 2-on-2 break. Tonelli and Merrick. And over to knock him down was McEwen. Here's Merrick trying to center. Merrick at the side of the net does get it in front. They score! Nystrom! And the Islanders lead. Bob Nystrom.
Well, Wayne Merrick, through perseverance, gets that puck out front to Nystrom after he fought off a check from Pat Hickey. He fought for that puck. Right here, you'll see him behind the net. He fought past Hickey. He gets it in front to Nystrom, standing there. And Nystrom just bangs it past Davidson. And this place is going crazy again as the Islanders lead for the first time, 3-2. Nystrom right there in front, stick on the ice as he should be, as he was fighting out a check from Marois, who had come back. But Nystrom, Johnny on the spot, puts the Islanders ahead 3-2.
Nystrom gives the Islanders the lead here for the first time in this game. Merrick gets an assist, as does John Tonelli. 9:35 of the third period, the time of the goal, and the Islanders lead 3-2. Nystrom from Merrick and Tonelli, the scoring play. And the Islanders have scored 2.
You have to read a magazine you want to read.
Finn was right on the spot and called the offside. Otherwise, Bourne would have been home free on Johnny Davidson. But the goaltenders especially have been keys today, coming up with key saves time and time again. And as you say, on Tkachuk, when he reached halfway across the ice to get his stick on that pass from the corner, Billy Smith made a great save to keep this game a one-goal lead for the Islanders.
We're down to 5:06 left in regulation time. Of course, in Stanley Cup play, if the teams are tied, we play sudden death overtime. Here's Esposito shooting it into the Islanders zone. Smith sets it up for Jerry Hart. Around on the boards to Nystrom. At center ice for Bourne. Bourne bumped on the play by Murdoch. Now Merrick is shot wide of the net. Pearson for the Islanders holding it in. Pearson has control. Flips it over onto an open wing, and the Rangers' Vadnais starts back. Vadnais flipping one in. Smith cleared it for Pearson. Esposito checked in. Here's Don Maloney. To Esposito behind the net to Don Maloney again. Pearson tying him up. In comes Merrick. Esposito gets it loose. Back to the point for Dave Maloney to Esposito. Hit Maloney. Don Maloney. Here's Esposito. Score! Esposito!
And Esposito did all the work on that goal. He gave give-and-go passes behind the net with his forwards, then back to the point. Then he finally gets the... You'll see him get the open net. First of all, this is a shot to Maloney. Maloney and Murdoch get it back to him, back to the point. But Esposito finally positioning himself where he's all alone in front. The open net. Billy Smith way over on the right, and Esposito ties his game, his 5th goal of the playoffs, and he keeps moving up, passing all-time scorers at all times. He's only 1 point behind another one at this time.
So Esposito with 4:12 left in the third period ties it for the Rangers. Deflects Dal Arbor, paces behind the Islander bench. The goal, Esposito, assisted by Don Maloney and Dave Maloney at 15:48.
Well, Dave Maloney had taken an initial shot, and Esposito, when he gets the puck back, he tries to lay it in there to Don Maloney. Maloney stops it in front of the net, and he plays it back to Phil. Billy Smith at this time had come out to check Don Maloney, but Phil got it all alone in front, and he put it in that open net. He doesn't make any mistakes when he's around that net. He's already lost.
Rangers 3, the Rangers 3. Play just underway, and from the face-off, the Islanders clear it into the Ranger zone. 34 seconds left in regulation time. Score tied 3-3. Vickers for the Rangers. In for Walter Tkachuk, trying to get it back to Vickers, but broken up by Lorimer. And here come the Islanders with 22 seconds left. To Trottier. Trottier trying to center. Vadnais skated him off. Now Hedberg and Gillies fight for it in the corner. Now it's Tkachuk and Trottier. 8 seconds left in regulation time. Dennis Potvin at the point, a shot. Blocked by Vadnais. Vadnais trying to clear it, does. And there's the buzzer to end the third period. And we are going to have sudden death overtime here in Game 2 of this Islander-Ranger Classic Series. The Rangers won Game 1 here, 4-1. And this afternoon, over 60 minutes, the teams battle through a 3-3 deadlock, and we will go to sudden death overtime. And the next goal scored will win this game. So after 60 minutes of regulation time, it is the New York Islanders 3 and the New York Rangers 3. And Lou Nanne, quite a struggle here before a very noisy crowd at the Nassau Coliseum. Or after playing 60 minutes, is it just a continuation of a hockey game?
Well, Dan, the feeling changes. Right now, you'll probably see more wide open play than you would normally see in the last 5 minutes of a tied game, because now they know that whoever gets a break, scores a goal, wins. And as we've seen so often, we saw in our earlier telecast, Pittsburgh and Buffalo, oftentimes the winning goal is scored within 4.5 minutes. We've had 2 cases this year, actually one when Montreal and Toronto went into the second overtime, but with that exception, every goal I think that's scored in the overtime has been between the 1 minute mark and the 5 minute mark of the overtime period, because fellas start to take chances. They try to put the game away because they never know if they'll get another chance. So you might see some looser play than you would normally see in a tie game in the last 5 minutes of a third period, say.
3 Islanders have scored previous Stanley Cup overtime goals. Mike Bossy with 2, Bill Harris with 1. 2 Rangers have scored overtime goals. The current Rangers have scored previous overtime.
Chance to score as we see Potvin taking that shot and getting hit by Donnie Murdoch. All players now using the body. Here's where you see Davidson. He's going to drop his first defenseman as he turned around. Davidson sees Nystrom coming in all alone, so he throws it wisely.
We've played 6 minutes of the first sudden death overtime period. Henning on the face-off, got it behind the Ranger goal, and McEwen has it for the Rangers. Over on right wing for Marois, now to Sheehan at center ice. Johnstone moving into the Islander zone. Hart skates him off. Now Hickey, checked by Henning, and Henning gets it to Jerry Hart. Hart unable to clear it, now does on the second try. Howard and Sheehan collide, and now it is Henning for the Islanders, clearing it into the Ranger zone. Marois, number 25, back to get it. Trying to get away from Howard, passes to McEwen. Mike McEwen. To the red line, a long shot, big rebound. Smith trying to clear it, and it hit a Ranger player, Johnstone, but fortunately Hart was there for the Islanders. Marois in his own zone for the Rangers to Hickey. Hickey, number 16. He's checked, and Henning starts in on right wing. Lost it in McEwen for the Rangers' turn. We've played 7 minutes of sudden death overtime. 3-3 is the score as McEwen works around Howard. Centered one, and Kazicki is there to break it up. Can't clear it. McEwen centering. Maloney a drive, and Smith the save. At least it was Hickey who shot it, and Smith made the save. And now it is Pearson in the corner, trying to clear it for Westphal. And Westphal dumps it into the New York zone. Davidson clearing it over on the left wing boards, and here's Dave Maloney for the Rangers. Maloney trying to work around to Hedberg. Hedberg in front, a shot, that deflects wide. And Smith cleared it away to Kazicki. Kazicki to Lorimer. He shot it into the center ice area. Vickers gets it to Esposito. Esposito centered, and Hedberg was too closely checked by Kazicki. Islanders come back. Potvin flipping it in. Potvin has it again. A drive. He scores! Dennis Potvin!
Well, Dennis Potvin taking a drop pass and probably using Kennelly as a screen. Fired that puck, and it seemed to go right through Davidson's leg right after the Rangers had missed on a great chance when Esposito tried to set up Hedberg. End-to-end action. Potvin coming down, making a pass, taking a drop pass right here. He gets in position. He's going to shoot the puck. Kennelly cuts for the net, probably screens Davidson, and as that puck maybe deflected off Vadnais right through Davidson's legs, and the game's over. Islanders win 4-3.
I don't think it deflected off Vadnais, Lou, but I think when Vadnais went down to block the shot, he may have screened Davidson some.
Very definitely, Dan. That could have happened because Johnny was just looking at the shooter, and all of a sudden when you see that defenseman fall in front of that shot, you easily couldn't lose sight of it. It seemed to catch part of Davidson's pad because it really didn't go into the net with a lot of velocity. But as we see the shooter, Dennis Potvin, he's cranking up from a position where he's very dangerous. And he takes a shot, and that puck catches the inside of Davidson's pad and goes into the net to end this game. A fine drop pass, by the way, by Kazicki on the play.
The scoring play was Dennis Potvin, his 4th of the playoffs from Kazicki at 8:02 of sudden death overtime. And the New York Islanders in overtime defeat the Rangers 4-3. And this best-of-7 Stanley Cup semifinal series is now tied at 1 game apiece. Final score, the Islanders 4 and the Rangers 3. And the winning goal by Dennis Potvin from Kazuki at 8:02 of sudden death overtime. Here is Scott Walling.